I've got a young man and another man on that hay bale on the left side by the step up. Yes, could I get you guys to go behind the hay bale or move a little bit further towards the front? All right, here we go. 10 seconds, drivers, 10. Pro Buggy for the 16th time ever. Good luck, drivers. Marshals ready. Drivers ready. Down and quiet. Boop. All right, down and away. Ty Tessman. What's he going to do here? Tessman's going to lose a spot to Mayfield early on. Then Mayfield cases the front side, and he got super lucky right there. Mayfield cased the double on the exit to the front side. Turned around, hopped back onto his wheels, pointed the right direction, and instead of the pack freight training him, he makes it right behind Tessman to continue this battle on. And if it wasn't for that, Tessman might be checked out right now by about a second and a half or two. Tessman with the hot bodies, everybody coming through the 7-pack section right there. Watch out, watch out. Moving back to the front side. Here we are, underway finally in Pro Buggy. Ty Tessman working to the step up on the left side, little wheel wiggle. Mayfield catches an edge coming up the step up section, and now not quite a half straightaway, the advantage for Tessman over Mayfield. Third place right now is Dakota Fenn. Behind them, it's going to be Techno's Ryan Lutz. And then Jared Tebow. Cavalieri, then Warnemont making a big move. He was so fast in our transfer mains earlier today. You got to think he's one of the favorites. Of course, if you go third in the Worlds, you're one of the favorites for like the next 10 years. He's a young kid. He is a former Nitro Challenge champion in open class, but not in pro. Three-way battle coming to the front side right there with Cavalieri, Warnemont, and then Josh Wheeler with X-Ray. Tessman half a second back. Tessman half a second up on Ryan Mayfield, then Dakota Fenn another 2.4 behind, and now Mayfield makes a strong run up through the 7, and Mayfield gets out of sorts. So Mayfield really made a push through that triple section and back through, but into the 7-pack, it was Tessman. Slow and steady, Mayfield a little bit aggressive, he got sideways, had to step off the gas, and that cost him about a second. That time by 37.6 to a 38 flat. Fast lap of the race early on here. Jared Tebow, 37.3 in that Kyosho with MX Power. Tessman, OS Power and Pro Line. Mayfield with the Losi. Orion Power and JConcepts. Talked to Jason Rona a little bit earlier today. He's, of course, busy getting everything prepped and ready to go. Good game plan for his drivers. Through the triple, up to the top shelf and coming back down to the front start-finish line. Tessman, 37.8, 37.6, Mayfield. Tebow, 37.2. New fast lap of the race, Jared Tebow up into the top 3. Mayfield really closing in. So kind of late braking and out-braking Tessman. And Tessman goes a little bit wide right there. Mayfield, I could see it from my perspective here. It must have been an inch. Mayfield rolling all the way up on the back door. Mayfield looked like an outside pass through that 7. Might be something to keep in your back pocket and think about later. Mayfield was on that outside line. If he would have been able to go double-double, he probably would have been pulled in front of Tessman. But as it stands right now, it's still Tessman out front, moving on to the back straightaway. Hot bodies versus Losi. Of course, last year this time, Ryan Mayfield with Team Associated. And I, as many, just thought that relationship would continue forever. And to go to Losi was quite a shock to the RC population in general, I think. And he's had huge success since moving. He had huge success before, but he definitely has had additional successes in the last 10 months. And now they get together. Mayfield pulls over and lets Tessman back through. And they battle once more. Respect among a lot of these drivers, and Tessman, there's a little bit of a hit back there on that back left corner. I was in the slow guy race a little bit earlier today, and I hit that a couple times myself. If you go all the way inside through that step up, you can really get on the gas, but there is a little bit of a rut developing a few feet out from that pipe, and if you catch it, car gets unsettled, and exactly what you saw there with Tessman can definitely happen. So Ryan Mayfield going to be showing as my leader at the start-finish line here, a 38.9 to a 39.1. Through the step-up section, white rims, and now they get together, watch the back, watch the back. Tessman tried the inside maneuver right there. They touched, open wheel racing. These cars are so strong though, no broken parts it looks like for either vehicle there. That does allow Dakota Fenn to move up and make it a low-C 1-2 right now with hot bodies in the 3. And Carson Warnemont running in that 4th slot. I don't know what it is, but I just have this feeling that white associated with Carson Warnemont looked so good in our transfer main earlier today. He looks confident out there. Not driving above his head at all, just absolutely lightning quick, staying within himself. And so I think he could be a factor in this race. Mayfield leads the way. Looks like Dakota Fenn, the youngster, might have something. And coming through that 7-pack section there, Mayfield goes for a tumble, unbelievably. And then Dakota does the same exact thing. They both land on their wheels. Dakota Fenn has to go double single on the triple. Now he slides back behind Tessman. And now Dakota shorts the double. Tessman loses another spot and side by side with Tebow. Tebow lets off, says, no, let's not wreck me out. Working up onto the backside. Man, coming off that back straighter with these guys carrying so much speed. Jamming brakes at the last instant. Slingshotting back right to left through that triple combo. Leader on the track, Ryan Mayfield. Signature colors for Ryan. Pink, silver, and blue. White rims, black wing. Coming through the front side now. Arizona racer that's been with the radio in his hand since he was younger than 10 years old. Perry Mayfield. And Ryan's mom here as well. Figures of the RC world here in Arizona for sure. Such a nice family, always so complimentary, and always love running into them. So, sure they're in the stands checking things out. Mayfield with a little bit of a mistake right there. Tebow and Tessman now make a mistake backwards on the track, and now the whole pack coming up on the back door of Tessman, your reigning champion. Mayfield steps out just a little bit right now. So here we go. Mayfield at the line, 39.6. Here comes Tessman with a 40, 2.7 back. Cavalieri another 9/10 behind, another 10th back to Fenn. Half a second to Tebow. Then Lutz, Warnemont, King, and Wheeler. We're 7:30 in already. Where's the time going? Watch the front. It looks like we're going to be all good right there. Here comes your leader again, Mayfield. Car number 2. 38.2. Tessman, 38.1. 38.3. Cavalieri. 38.3. Tebow. 38.6. Cody King. Dakota Fenn. Ryan Lutz. Wheeler. And Warnemont. Several good battles on the track right now. I've got Tessman, Cavalieri, and Tebow. That's the battle for second. Here comes Mayfield through that short chute, left to right. There's Tessman. And then a real tight battle for third right now between Cavalieri and the Associated and Jared Tebow in Team Kyosho gear. And now it's Runnefalk coming back to pit lane. David Runnefalk makes some room. So your truck pro champion. Problems looking down within that vehicle. Now fuel going in. This is reminiscent of what happened last year with Runnefalk being so strong. Refired, fueled, and back down away. So Mayfield leads the way, 1.8 up on Tessman. We'll focus back in on that battle. Bad luck there for Runnefalk. Bloomfield down in the pack as well. Already 14 laps into this one. 9 minutes in, 36 minutes remaining. And Tessman comes in for fuel. Mayfield flies out. Tessman comes out. Cavallari's got fuel. Tebow has fuel. Here comes King. Oh, and a flame out. Cody came with a flame out. Herzig with a refire. Still working on King, the former world champion. Herzig says, give it gas, clean it out. And finally, Cody King comes out. Mayfield, a little mistake right there, and Tessman getting by, and looks like Finn's going to have position as well. Mayfield making a mistake in that 7-pack. He goes from first to third. 43.5 for Tessman, 38.2 Fenn. Mayfield with a 46.2, 42.6 Cavallari, then Tebow, Lutz, Wheeler, Wernemont, and then King. Super freight train through the infield section now, switchbacks. Frontside dead car, watch out. Go away from the stand, And that is Rivkin now broke, so Spencer Rivkin breaking. And his day is done, but how about the youngster making the A-Main final here? Unbelievable run to this point for Spencer Rivkin. Ty Tessman, 38.2, Dakota, 38.6, 39.3 Mayfield, 39.3 Cavallari, Tebow, a 39 flat. Look at these guys coming down the back straightaway. This is all for the lead position, guys. Tessman, white, purple, and black, white rims. Looks like he's got that clear Lexan wing that he had on for the World Championships in 2014. Congratulations to Ty Tessman and the family for that one, and Hot Bodies. But right now, that is the furthest thing from their mind. They're looking at another title right now. Nitro Challenge doesn't get much bigger than this. Dakota Fenn wants his first title. Fenn through the step-up section and smoking down the backside. A little bit wider there for Tessman than Fenn. Downsiding perfectly. These guys are unbelievable how they can downside these jumps, soak up all that momentum. This allows them to get back on the gas quicker. That's where they have their speed. So the top two separated by about maybe 1.2 seconds. And then third, fourth, and fifth separated by about 1.5 seconds. Tessman, 37.6, 37.5 Fenn. Mayfield, 37.6. Cavallari, 38.1. Tebow, the same. That's your top five. Watch the backside. Now Tessman making a mistake, and it's Dakota Fenn that goes to the front. And now Mayfield sets his sights on Tessman. So Tessman, again, a little bobble on the back straightaway. And you can see a lot more grip tonight than what we had last night. Mayfield trying to get there quickly. It looks like Cavallari very fast through the 7. And still, I'm sort of perplexed. In qualifying, I could see Adam Drake had a line where he could go double, 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 single in that 7-pack pretty consistently. And I don't see any other pros really duplicating that. Saw a couple guys do it in our lower mains earlier today. But in this A final, I'm just not seeing that. These guys a little bit more conservative early in the game now, I guess. Knowing that if they have to, they can break that out a little bit later. Just as I say that, your leader, Dakota Fenn, goes full wood right in. Fenn through the front side, 37.5. Tessman, 37.8. Cavallari, 1.2 back. Mayfield, 0.3 back in fourth. Then Tebow and Wernemont battling for fifth. Lutz and Wheeler battling for seventh. We've got 13:30 down. Coming up on 13:30 down, 31:30 remaining on the clock. Out from fuel comes Bloomfeld. Spencer Rivkin, the only one that is off the track right now. Dakota Fenn leads the way by 2.1. Dakota coming back to the front side in the orange and blue Losi. There's Tessman, 37.9. Cavallari, 38.2. Tebow, 38.1. Mayfield, a 41.1. Don't know if I missed a mistake right there, but Mayfield, a 41.1. Uncharacteristic. Ryan Cavallari with that prototype associated buggy, yellow rims, yellow and red. New MX power plant, formerly with the team of Ryan. Cavalieri, a multi-time champion here of the Nitro Challenge. If you'd like another one for his belt, working up the hill through the triple. Mind-blowing. Cavalieri, Tebow, Mayfield, and Warnemont. That's a four-way battle. Down the backside they go. Mayfield takes the outside pass right there. So Jared Tebow back a spot. Mayfield goes up one. So it's now Cavalieri third. He's on the podium. Mayfield, then Tebow, and then Warnemont. Warnemont a little bit out of shape. He got all kinds of crazy in that 7-pack section. Had to get off the gas, and so loses the tail end of that Mayfield-Tebow battle. Back to the front at the line, Cavalieri. Cavalieri 38.7, Mayfield 38 flat, 38.7 Tebow. So Mayfield catching Cavalieri a little bit. Dakota Fenn, your leader, but now Cavalieri within striking distance for sure. Tessman looks like he gets by, so Fenn making a mistake right there, or Fuel, one or the other. We've got 15:30 in and 29:35 remaining on the clock now. Race number 33 of 33. Coming back up front, casing that double on the right side was Tessman. So Tessman with a 38.1, Fenn 42.2, Cavalieri 37, Mayfield 37. Then Tebow top 5. Warnemont another 5.7 behind. He's in the white Associated prototype buggy, working up through that step up and down left to right on the back straight. Dakota Fenn with Cavalieri in tow, entering that 7-pack. And Cavalieri, a little mistake right there. Driver's already pulling off. That's Pettit. Kind of sliding in out wide as the leaders come through. Tessman, Fenn, Cavalieri, Mayfield, and Tebow. Top 5 all separated by 5.3 seconds. Top bodies, Losi, Associated, Kyosho, and Losi top 5. And then Associated, Techno with Ryan Lutz, 4.9 back. Josh Wheeler, another 4.7 behind. Cody King and Elliott Boots locked in a good battle for 9th. Let's check in on them. Cody King and the Kyosho. And likewise for Boots. Boots coming from the UK. There's King to the front side. And now Elliott Boots with a 42.6 slides back a bit from King. So now the tightest battle we've got, a couple of them. Dakota Fenn, Ryan Cavalieri, Jared Tebow, and then Ryan Mayfield with a 38.1 is now just a 10th back from Tebow. Screaming down the backside. Tebow in the white and blue, Mayfield in his signature colors. A lot of the field with white rims tonight. Tessman up by 2. 17:30 in, 27:30 remaining right now. Fenn, Cavalieri, Tebow, and Mayfield all fighting for that number 2 position right now. Never too early to think about fuel strategy. Fuel stops coming. Pettit comes in, Mayfield in and out. Coming up on the 18-minute mark, 18 in, 27 remaining on the clock now. Ty Tessman out of Canada with hot bodies. And Proline and OS Power, and now sliding it out wide. Cody King. King comes in. And another flame out, so a similar issue here for King. And finally refired and back down and away. So 2 fuel stops and 2 flame outs, unfortunately, for Cody King and the Kyosho. And he finds himself back in the pack right now, a little bit further back than 10th by the time he comes around the line again. Dakota Fenn to the front, Tessman with a 43.1 with fuel most likely right there. So Fenn, Cavalieri, Tessman at the line, Tebow, Warnemont, Mayfield. Your top 6 with Lutz, Wheeler, Moeller, Elliott, Boots, and then Cody King now dropping to 11th it looks like. Barry Pettit, Ronafunk, Bloomfield, and then Rivkin. Rivkin the only one that's off the track at this point. 19 in, 26 remaining, 19 in, 26 to go. Dakota with 3.3. So Fenn has a ton of clear track ahead of him, and now he catches an edge. I don't know how he got that lucky in that corner, but I can tell you from experience that hip jump is very, very rough, and the landing's even worse. He hopped that thing up in the air about 6 inches, somehow came down on all four, and just at the same time that I was saying, he's got nothing but clear track ahead of him. If he can, he needs to stay out there as long as possible and run that free track. Let those guys behind that are chasing kind of battle it out amongst themselves. Coming out of the 7, Fenn with the Losi. And now Carson Warnemout, looks like my prediction not coming true. Carson Warnemout with the broken front end on that associated buggy. He was looking so good earlier today, and he was looking good here in the main, but he is headed back into pit lane. That is a prototype, and they'll beef those things up and learn from that, I'm sure. But a good run up to this point for Warnemout. Dakota Fenn leads the way by 2.2. Tessman, hot bodies. Second quick for the field here as we now have 20:30 in. 20 minutes, 30 seconds in, 24:30 remaining. Fenn, Tessman, and then Thibaut Cavalieri, Mayfield. That's the best battle on the track, maybe right now, the battle for third. Tessman through the front line, 38.6. Coming in wide. There goes Thibaut by the line. There's Cavalieri. There's Mayfield. Bloomfield comes in for fuel. Coming off the back straightaway. Thibaut with that blue front end, blue to red to white. MX Power now for Thibaut and Kyosho. Double, double, double. Uh-oh. That's that Drake line I was talking about. Jared Thibaut with a nice line through the 7th pack, and we'll see what that does for his lap time. Coming through the line, Thibaut with a 38.3, Cavalieri 38.1, Mayfield 38.4, Tessman 42.5 that time by. He's 7 back from Fenn. So Tessman with fuel with a 42.5, that gives Fenn a 7-second cushion. And we'll see what Dakota's going to do this time around. Dakota working the right side, peels off wide, slams it in. Up on the blocks, fuel, and gone. Super quick stop right there. He hits the hay bale on the way out, though. Dakota Fenn got sketchy on pit exit and right into the hay bale. So what was an advantage of about 3 seconds now is about 3 feet. Fenn, double, double, but barely. That second double, those rear wheels just raised over the top of that peak. Tessman puts it right to the inside through that triple. So quick if you can do that lap in, lap out. All 15 drivers right here definitely have the skill to do that. And down the back straightaway. Fenn makes the turn, powers out. Triple, triple, no problems there. Back in, coming out a little bit on Fenn here and there. Don't see that from Tessman yet. So don't know if that's a heavy throttle or possibly different tire combination that's causing that rear slip. Either way, I've got Fenn as my leader. He's got enough to get up that triple, but Ty Tessman all over his back door right now, the world champion. Trying to put the heat on. Fenn, Tessman, Cavalieri, Mayfield, Thibaut. Everybody in the top 5 pretty tight together. Fenn and Tessman 6/10. Cavalieri then 5 back, then a 2nd back to Thibaut, 3 back to Mayfield, 10 back to Wheeler in the X-Ray. Then Drew Moore in the Mugen, Elliott Boots in the Kyosho, Cody King another Kyosho, and Rana Falk in the hot bodies. Dakota Fenn kind of slow right there through that hip. Don't know what that was all about. Tessman went wide on that hip jump, and Dakota just kind of slow and up on the apex. So if I was Dakota, I would not do that. And again, Tessman hits that corner and goes flipping onto the back straightaway. it's happened enough that if I was Neo Buggy and if I was Red and if I was LiveRC.com and I had a camera, I'd probably head out there after the race and take a few pictures of that, because that could be the story of the race. Come the end of this one, who knows? But it's already bitten Tessman 3 times. His preferred line obviously goes very, very close to that rut up there. And I've got Ronefalk coming back in again. So a flame out, some issue for Ronefalk, puts him back into pit lane. Down the backside, about a 40-foot gap at the greatest. Down the back straightaway. Fend in the orange and blue Losi. Yellow rims. Ty Tessman with the white rims, clear. Lexan Proline wing. Dakota Fenn, Ty Tessman, and then Cavalieri 2.4 back. Mayfield 3.6 behind. Jarrett Tebow another 2.1 back. Then Wheeler, Moeller, Boots, Lutz, and King. And now Cody King and Barry Pettit battling. Fenn and Tessman coming down the backside. That's Bloomfield going to pull it off and let them play. Fenn really sending it into that depression. Nice and slow, not trying to push too hard through the switchback. Double, double. Dakota right there, double, double pretty easily. And I'm anxious to see if he ends up trying to throw in that third. Double, double, and then single, single, single. Big difference from double, 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 single. I imagine that's got to be worth a couple tenths of a second. You do that 5 laps in a row, and you got another second advantage on Tessman. Right now, you do not have that. Ty Tessman in the air at the same time. Every time Dakota jumps, Tessman's right there with him. That's a good reminder of don't make a mistake. Oh, and coming through the 7, getting a little bit out of shape is Fenn. Fenn right on the inside line. I guess that's just Dakota's line there, is to kind of take it nice and easy, and then Tessman gets into Fenn, gets turned around himself, and now coming in for fuel. Here comes Tessman. Hot bodies up into the arms of Gord. Fuel and back down and away. Man, that's a quick stop. Mayfield comes in and back down and away. Couldn't quite see below me, but I think Mayfield might not have got out of pit lane super clean. Big rut developing on that turn off the straightaway as well. A couple guys hit that. So watch out, that could unsettle a car coming down the stretch as well. Dakota Fenn, Ty Tessman, Ryan Cavalieri, my top 3. Top 3 separated by 2.6, and now Mayfield upside down. Here comes Cavalieri in. And gone. So Cavalieri now has fuel again in the top 2. He was in the top 2, and while he was in for fuel, looks like Tessman getting by. So Dakota Fenn, your leader. Here we go, double, double, and he's going to single, single, single out one more time there. Dakota, again, same line every single lap, kind of inside on that hip jump and just rolling it. Not trying to jump at all. It's because that thing is so rough. If you were there and saw it with your own eyes, you would understand. You cannot push through there. You can. You get lucky every once in a while to feel really good. And then when you're upside down the next lap for 3 seconds, you're probably going to feel really bad. So Dakota Fenn leads out. A big mistake right there, but he did not get bit. Landed in the dead area and rolled right over the pipe. No harm, no foul. Double, double, single, single, single. Ronefalk lets him go through. Tessman, double, 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 single. So Tessman has that line dialed there on lap number 45. There's Fenn, 37.6. There's Tessman, 38.5. So front right corner to front left corner. The separation now from first back to second. Ryan Cavalieri with Team Associated, 1.8 back. Jarrett Tebow, another 7 behind. Now Mayfield, 2 back from Tebow. Josh Wheeler with X-Ray, another 8 back. Drew Moeller, then 4.9 back from Wheeler. Elliott Boots is running 8th. Ryan Lutz with Techno, another 10 seconds back. And then Cody King rounding out the top 10. Barry Pettit, Darren Bloomfield, and then Ronefalk with Carson Warnemont, and then Rivkin off the track early. Those guys bumped to make this main event. Josh Wheeler, our other transfer, started 14th. He's running 6th currently. $29.30 in, $15.30 remaining on the clock here. Ty Tessman, 4.7 back now from Fenn. Another 4.3 back to Cavalieri. Dakota with Orion Power, Proline Rubber on that Losi ride from Clarkston, Michigan. Would be a huge, huge win for Fenn. He's won a national championship, multiple national championships actually in other classes. But this would be a big one in Nitro. He's got the national championship. A Nitro challenge would be a huge, huge feather in his cap, and such a young talent. You don't know what the ceiling is for a kid like Dakota Fenn. Qualified 3rd right now and runs out front of the world champion by 3.6 seconds. Ty Tessman in the 2 slot. And now Tessman moves forward. So Tessman 38.1, Fenn 42.5. 7/10 now between the two. Then Cavalieri, another 6.6 back. Jared Tebow, 3.4 behind. Mayfield, another 10th back. Good battle working up on the left side there. Tebow in the blue, red, and white, and Mayfield in his signature colors coming off the back straightaway. Going to keep our eyes right there for just a second because these guys are super close together as they come into the switchback. Kyosho versus Losi. Oh, and Mayfield rolls it over. So Mayfield double, tried that 3rd double and ended up wheeling over the top. And now a little problem on the right side from Mayfield. Coming down the front side, Mayfield is now 2.4 back from Tebow. So Mayfield, a 41.1, losing 2.5 seconds right there to Jared. Jared finds himself 4 back from Cavalieri. Cavalieri 7 back from Dakota. Dakota 8/10 back from Ty Tessman. Through the front line, Tessman 38.1, 37.9 from Fenn. Fast lap of the race belongs to David Ronefalk with a 36.827. So with hot bodies from Sweden, David Ronefalk super fast out there, but he's had a handful of issues in this main event, and he is out of contention. Another one goes upside down. That was Lutz. That was in the 7-pack. Josh Wheeler, 43.3, 40.9 from Moeller in the Mugen. In the hot bodies, I'm sorry. Ty Tessman, 37.9. Dakota, a 40.7, 3.5 now. He drops back a bit. Down the back straightaway. It's going to be more than a half straightaway advantage now for Tessman. Working up top, side by side. Mayfield lifts the right wheels as he collides with Jared Tebow. That battle for a top 4. Mayfield and Tebow working left to right through the short chute here. Through the 180, double. Mayfield again, he's got the double down, but he just can't figure out the timing on that last one. If it wasn't pressured so hard, you'd think he'd possibly just continue that single route, but who knows what Tebow's going to do. And Mayfield gets just off track, and I don't know how he did that right there, but he used the side of the jump to hop over the pipe. That was an unbelievable move right in front of me here. He was in the dead area and no way to get back on. He just hits the berm up over the pipe like it was planned that way in a blink of an eye. So Mayfield gets lucky right there. And again, Mayfield double, just not the lift for that 3rd. Down the front side. Dakota Fenn working up on the top side. Ty Tessman, Ryan Cavalieri. Sandwiching Dakota Fenn right there. Tebow and Mayfield, of course, right together on the track. And that is Lutz now with a little problem coming out of that 7-pack. We've got 34:15 in, 10:45 remaining on the clock. Mayfield almost flips it over. He rights the ship, but Tebow now upside down. Mayfield double, 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 single. So Mayfield maybe going to find a little rhythm here in the closing stages of this one. Jared Tebow working the right side. Both stay out. Blue front end to red to white for Tebow. And Dakota Fenn, a little mistake. And Cavalieri trying to pick up that spot. Now they collide a little bit. Inside line. And that was a little bit slower for Fenn. But double, 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 single, and Dakota Fenn takes back the spot. So Cavalieri moves into that number 2 position, but only for a matter of seconds before Dakota gets him back in the 7th. Fenn and Cavalieri right through the front side, and now Fenn all out of shape. Cavalieri going to get that spot back once more. Cavalieri with Team Associated and MX. And the wind really coming up. Almost like a dust devil coming through the track a little bit. Look at those flags waving on the backside. You can see Cavalieri really got caught off guard with that on the backside triple. Thing just airfoiled. And Cavalieri upside down now coming out of the 7. Through the front side. Tessman with fuel, 38.3. So 38.3, and then Tessman comes in for fuel. And again, we're going to have to keep an eye on that backside triple. It is really getting windy out there. Anytime there's a gust, the wind is going left to right into the face of those vehicles working the triple on the backside. So keep an eye on that situation as we have now 8 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Tessman leading the way and a big advantage now. On my screen, 4.5. There's Fenn at the line. Cavalieri another 2.5 back. Cavalieri has fuel now to go the rest of the way home. Here comes Tebow in for fuel. Oh my God, look at this. We've got Ty Tessman. Ty Tessman in pit lane. Something wrong. Gord looks up. The car must be running. Tessman's trying to communicate what the situation is, and now the body coming off. So we will not have a repeat champion here. Tessman as your leader now coming off the track and off the stand most likely. Dakota Fenn going to be moving up. That's going to put Cavalieri up into the top 2 and Jared Tebow in the top 3. Still looking down there in the pit area at that Ty Tessman vehicle. We'll try to get a report up to you. Mayfield making a little mistake, little traction roll coming off that number 1 turn on the left side. And Mayfield now moving up into the top 3. Jared Tebow, 2.2 back from Mayfield, 38.4 to a 43.2. And now it's Tessman back out once more, but most likely not for the championship now. Tessman showing all the way down in 7th, and it looks like he's going to fall at least one more position before hitting the line again. Dakota Fenn with Team Losi. Up on the blocks and back down and away. 7 minutes to go. So Fenn has fuel to go the rest of the way home. Cavalieri 3.4 back. He has fuel. And now Cavalieri picks up the position while Fenn's in for fuel. Cavalieri makes the pass. Cavalieri did come in about 2 laps ago. So they both have the fuel to go the rest of the way home. Ryan Cavalieri, old hat right here. Repeat champion, double up champion Ryan Cavalieri. With Team Associated and that new MX Power. Working to the right side, double Cavalieri in the yellow and red. Gets a little bit sketchy, and here comes Tebow. Here comes Fenn. Mayfield in the top 3, 5.1 back, and then Tebow is another 1.2 back from Mayfield. Stepping up and now working down the backside, Mayfield and Tebow. So with 10 minutes to go, it looked like maybe this was going to be a Ty Tessman show once again. We've seen it time and time again, but some issue, and I'd love to hear what the problem was. But Tessman comes into pit lane. They take a look and finally figure it out. But by that time, the championship was not to be had. That time by Dakota Fenn with a little mistake of 41.8. Ryan Cavalieri a 38 flat. Ryan Mayfield another 1.2 back now from Fenn. Cavalieri in the yellow and red associated with that prototype buggy. Yellow rims, working left to right, up into the hip jump. Slingshotting up through that triple. Oh, and he cases, but just barely. So Ryan Cavalieri coming back through the front now. 37.8 that time by. Dakota last time a 41, and now this time a 38 flat. So he loses 2/10 to Cavalieri. Mayfield at 37.5, he gains a half second, and now they're only separated by 6/10. Coming off the backside, look at this win on the backside. Oh, and these guys barely make it over. I thought Fenn wasn't going to make it, but he does. Cavalieri double single. Now Cavalieri kicks the pipe. Mayfield trying to squeeze to the inside there after the 7-pack. Can't make it happen. 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock right now. Down the front side, there's Cavalieri. And then Techno's Ryan Lutz almost loses it. We've got 4:15 remaining on the clock right now. The leader on the track is Ryan Cavalieri, now fanned upside down. Fanned upside down, and Mayfield now picks up a top 2. Ryan Cavalieri from Costa Mesa, California, with Associated Orion and AKA MX Racing as well, a new addition to his platform. Ryan Mayfield now 5.3 back from Cav. Dakota Fenn, another 4.5 back in third. A couple of mistakes, so 45.7 right there from Dakota. And Jared Tebow now 2.9 back, so Tebow still with a chance to end up on the podium right here with 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Ryan Cavalieri, will he be a champion once again? Marshall, I got a rock down there. Thank you, good eyes, appreciate that. 3:20 in, Fenn and Tebow battling now, Fenn and Tebow. So with 3 now to go, Cavalieri leading the way. He's on a 71 lap, 45.30. He's 65 laps in, working lap number 66. 5.1 cushion on former teammate Ryan Mayfield. Cavalieri with Associated, Mayfield now with Losi. Fenn with Team Losi Racing makes it Associated, Losi top 3, and then Kyosho and X-Ray down through the top 5. That's Tebow and Wheeler. 2 minutes and 30 seconds now remaining. Ty Tessman, your reigning champion, but that championship is going to have to sit with 2014, 2015, going to have a new name. Cavalieri, a little mistake on the backside. That's all that wind. And Ryan Mayfield now sticks it in there within about 2, maybe 2.5 seconds. 2:15 to go. The history, Ryan Mayfield in 2013, Cavalieri in 2010, Mayfield in 2009, Cavalieri in 2008, Cavalieri in 2004. Between those two drivers, such great championship moments. And is this another one right now? I'd say it is. Normally in these 45-minute mains, I'm out of breath by the time we hit the 15-minute mark, but this has been a slow and steady progression. Not a lot of wheel banging, everybody being very, very polite and cordial, and smooth, consistent lines. But at this point, with now 1 minute and 30 seconds to go, I'm wondering if I've been saving my breath for something special at the end. 1:30 now, Cavalieri catches an edge through that hip jump. Up top, the wind maybe playing havoc, and now Mayfield with a little bit of an issue. He kisses the pipe on the right side, up through that double. Somehow he rode it out. 1:15 remaining on the clock now. Cavalieri with Associated, the yellow and red, and Mayfield right there, and his hometown crew cheering him on. Through the backside in the wind. Cavalieri in the yellow and red, Associated with that new MX Power, and AKA JConcepts there for Mayfield. Orion Power and Losi Racing. And into the hip jump one more time. Cavalieri through that triple on the step-up side. Back to the right side double and coming to the front. Mayfield really cuts the pipe tight right there and making a huge run with 40 seconds to go. It looks like they're going to go one more. Here we are, Cavalieri and Mayfield down the backside. Who's going to brake check? Mayfield to the inside, picking up another few tenths right there. Mayfield trying to the inside pass, and he makes it through. Ryan Mayfield with Team Losi Racing. Last year, it would have been Associated 1 and 2, but right now it's Mayfield with the Losi. Mayfield, all race long, he's had trouble with that exit, but not that time through. We've got 13, and it looks like they're going one more. Ryan Mayfield, right side double. Here we go. What's the gap going to be? Mayfield at the line with a 37.9. 39.1 for Cavalieri. 6 tenths between the two, almost 7 tenths. Working them down to the backside. 3 seconds, and we're done here at the line. Ryan Mayfield once again came so close at so many races in the last year at the Worlds. Was the only guy that looked like he had anything at all for Ty Tessman, only to leave the race while leading. Right now he's leading double-double, single-single-single. Mayfield wants to add another championship. This would absolutely be a crowning achievement to go to Losi and take down the championship for Associated and then TLR. And at the line, it is Ryan Mayfield taking the win here. New manufacturer, doesn't matter. New engine, doesn't matter. World is watching. And Ryan Mayfield's car is still on the track as he is obviously celebrating on the stand. What a race. Brian Cavalieri, an unbelievable run as well. Just a couple bobbles, but really it comes down to Mayfield. Cavalieri didn't give that one up. Mayfield on that backside, triple down. And I guarantee they're going to be replaying that one, and YouTube's going to get blistered with that tomorrow. Cavalieri in the 2. Tebow 3rd, Dakota Finn 4th, Josh Wheeler 5th, Drew Muller, Ty Tessman, Elliott Boots, Ryan Lutz, and Cody King. That's your top 10. An unbelievable final. Guys, thanks so much. I'm going to sign off. All I can say is we've had ups and downs this year.
Ryan Mayfield nailing the Pro Buggy win here. Your emotion when you cross the line said it all.
Yeah, that was the gnarliest main event I've ever raced, and we raced clean. Awesome. Me and Jared, we had an awesome battle, and me and Ryan raced super clean. I mean, I don't think he could have done any more. I couldn't have done any more. I've had a rough week, man. A little sick. The weather, everybody's just been through hell out here. It's been such a gnarly race, and it feels awesome to do it for my new companies. And I want to thank TLR and Orion, JConcepts, everybody that supports me. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do this. My family's here, all my friends. So to do it in front of this home crowd and in that fashion is really cool. And to race all my friends, we all sit down and have a beer after this, and it feels really good. And thanks for you guys being here.
It looked like we were going to see another Ty Tessman breakaway at the beginning, but his car had an electrical issue, knocked him out of the pack. How did you find out that happened, and did that kind of renew your motivation to keep pushing?
Yeah, I mean, I never stop pushing. I mean, most people know that I'm never going to stop until it's over. And I knew they had a big lead. I had a couple just bad luck things going on in the beginning of the race, just racing incidents. And, I thought at one point, I was like, oh, man, all right, we're just going to go for a podium. And then when Ty had problems and Dakota made a couple mistakes, and, I knew it was kind of just between me and Ryan at the end. I'm like, all right, man, this wind's killing everybody. Let's just keep going and see what happens. And so, yeah, I don't know what happened to Ty. It's a bummer. At one point, I didn't think I was going to be able to do this, but it happened, so it's cool.
Yeah, just a couple of laps there toward the end to get the job done. Was it difficult to not make any mistakes while you're still trying to push hard to catch Cavalieri and then not only catch him but pass him?
I was so calm at the end, to be honest. I mean, I was so nervous the whole race, and really things weren't really going my way the whole time. And at the end, once I got kind of close to him, I'm like, all right, well, let him make the mistake. And, he didn't really make a mistake. It's just kind of the wind is gnarly. And once I got around him, I knew what I had to do, just keep the car on all 4 wheels. And like I said, I was nervous in the beginning of the race. At the end of the race, I was pretty calm, and I knew what I had to do. Once the writing's on the wall, you can just do what you got to do, so it was good.
And you're definitely the hometown favorite. When you made the lead, the entire track went crazy. How'd that feel?
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of friends and family and support here in Phoenix. Obviously, this is where I'm from, it's where I grew up, and I appreciate everybody being here, appreciate the support. It makes me feel very welcome and humbles me quite a bit that I know I have that many supporters and that many fans out there. So I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, Ryan. You earned it.
Thank you.
And we got second place here, Ryan Cavallari, driving the Team Associated prototype. You guys got off to a little bit of a slow start this week. Almost had it there.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to stay with the field. I was able to battle my way up through and got lucky. A few people made a mistake, and then Ty ended up falling out of the race. And then Dakota, I knew I had one less pit stop on him and was able just to squeeze out right in front of him. Had a good-sized lead, and then, just like the last 5 minutes, the wind started just gusting through, and I was able just to, make one little mistake while I was in the lead, and he just got close enough where he was able to get around me when I was just kind of getting back going. So, yeah, it was kind of a bummer. I was so close, but, I was happy with our equipment. Everything ran awesome, and our pit crew was great. So, all in all, it was a good weekend. Came out, on the podium.
Congratulations, Ryan.
Thank you.
And we had Jared Tebow rounding out the podium. I had a little bit of a rough luck yesterday in Truggy, but still a pretty strong performance here in Buggy A-Main.
Yeah, really, really happy to get the third. Felt really good. Just a couple little driving errors. I was really struggling on that big triple after the straight. I just could not get my timing down. And then when the wind came up, I don't know, either I just caught it wrong or just struggled. I crashed, I think, twice off this front double and once off that triple. And they were just gone after that. Really happy to get by Dakota at the end and get that third. Working really hard, and the year's going good. Really wanted to win a class here, but got 2 podiums and led a bunch of the Truggy Main. Just couldn't get a win, but really happy.
This is the windiest it's been all week by far. How difficult was it to make that adjustment?
Yeah, it was really difficult because the way the jumps are, you want to hit your brakes early in the air, but the problem is when you hit your brakes early, then you lose your whole gyro effect. So if you brake tap too early, then your car's just a total kite. So it was just really tricky because the way the jumps were, you wanted to hit your brakes early, and especially in the wind, but then you have so much air time that you can't control your car after you hit the brakes. So, it was a struggle.
Well, we got Cactus coming up in a couple of weeks, and then Silver State a couple of weeks after that. You've had quite a bit of run time at RC Tracks Las Vegas. You feeling pretty confident going into that one?
Yeah, feeling really good going into both of them. Been, my 10-skill program has been really, really good lately, so really excited for Cactus. And, yeah, I've been out to RC Tracks of Las Vegas a few times and feel really comfortable with my car setup, tire setup, and engines out there. So, yeah, looking forward to all of them.
Congratulations, Jared. We'll see you soon.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Dakota Fenn, the current 8-scale truck national champion, had the lead here in the Buggy Main, and you were going really well for quite a while.
Yeah, the car was really good. I got a clean start and then just put my head down and raced with Ty for a while. And, both the Ryans and Tebow were right in there for a while. And then me and Ty pulled away a little bit. I don't know what happened to him, mechanical failure or something. And then the wind hit, and it just got really bad. My car was awesome the whole time, and then the wind hit. I'm running a wicker bill on the wing, and it just caught the wind on all the jumps, and I couldn't jump anything without crashing.
When that stuff starts happening, does it play games with your concentration?
Yeah, for sure. I drove the best that I could, and I was trying everything I do to get over the jumps, hitting the brakes right at the top and everything, and the wind would just catch it and just flip it over. So, it sucks, but I know I drove the best I could, and, the car and engine and tires were awesome the whole time.
Well, great finish, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And then Josh Wheeler rounding out the top 5 here, the lone X-Ray car in the main, and, just picked your way through a little bit here and there and ended up with a pretty solid finish.
Yeah, I'm happy. I bumped up, had a tough time in qualifying, but I knew I had a good car, and I kind of went Proline tires. I ran the X3 whole shot, and it was awesome. Got a little hairy at the end when the dust picked up, or the wind picked up and blew the dust on the track, but my car was great. The X-Ray car was phenomenal. It just it made it easy on me, and I had a good time.
You had a really good finish in the Pro Truck Main as well. X-Ray is not one of the biggest teams here, so you kind of a lone ranger here at the top of the Pro classes.
Yeah, definitely. We got Martin Bayer, who just had a little tough luck this week. But, I think we'll be there come the next races. But, it's a good time. Congratulations on a solid finish. We'll see you at Silver State. Thank you. And that concludes all the racing action and a couple of great JConcepts Pit Report interviews here from the 2015 The Dirt Nitro Challenge from the Fear Farm RC Raceway in Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in a couple of weeks at the Cactus Classic.
results are getting printed right now. And I know people are excited to get on and get on the road. Cool Oakley goggles, black and white and black.
Why do racers from around the world shop at A-Main.com Performance Sports and Hobbies? Because winners and world champions shop with the best. We have the hottest new racing kits on the market and the parts and accessories you need to make it to the A-Main. Your competitors already shop with us, shouldn't you? Find out why we're the world's #1 source for the gear you need to make it to the podium. Join the race. Log on to A-Main.com today. A-Main.com.
VRC Pro is your RC racing sim for endless training and racing. Super realistic nitro and electric off-road racing on tracks like Neo, Pattaya, Silver Dollar, Fear Farm, Padova, and more. Learn setup, improve air control, meet over 100,000 other racers. This is VRC Pro, and it is free to play. Go to vrcpro.com and sign up today.